Hi, I'm Mark Simon, and I'm going to read a chapter from my new book, Start at the Top, to you. Start at the top. Paying dues is for other people. Inspirational stories to help get you off your ass. So this chapter is from section 3, telling other people what to do. Chapter title is Author or Publisher? Who's the boss? If you're a published author or you want to be a published author, this is a chapter you're probably going to want to pay attention to. I look at things a little different than a lot of other people. Your success as a published author has a lot to do with your attitude. Your attitude and the attitude of those you work with. Over the years, I've had a number of books published. I came up with one idea which I thought would be huge. My Facial Expressions series of books. Facial Expressions is a series of books which are photo reference books for artists. I took 50 models, photographed them from all different angles, as they held a variety of expressions. I started the first book as something for myself and the artists who work for me, because we always want more face-to-face references to draw from, rather than just looking at ourselves in the mirror. As I put together the huge photo collection of faces, I realized, wow, I am not the only artist who needs this. I put together a book proposal and took it to my current publisher. They wanted it and offered me a contract. However, I held off signing the contract because I wanted a bigger publisher than the one I was currently signed to. I researched publishers, and Watson Guptill was one of the biggest book publishers in art books. I found their contact information for the publisher and contacted her and pitched her the idea. It caught her attention. She asked for the book proposal, which I sent her. She then made an offer on my book. So then, I had two publishers actually bid against each other for the rights to my book. There were a few things I wanted in my deal. One, I wanted to keep the copyright. A lot of book publishers in their default contract have you sign over the copyright. I wasn't going to do that. Most authors simply don't know any better and sign it. Both agreed to that demand. I also wanted to see who could get my books into more markets and bookstores, and Watson Guptill seemed to have more influence than my other publisher. I also wanted marketing for my book, and Watson Guptill offered a bigger marketing campaign. So, I ended up going with Watson Guptill. I signed the contract and delivered the book. As we finished the book, we started to work on promotion. That included where I should speak and what marketing materials they planned to provide, such as posters, banners, ads, and more. I got on the phone one day as we prepared for one of my public talks. There were 3 women on the phone with me, all from Watson Guptill. My editor, someone from publicity, and the other was the production manager who oversaw my book. They were my main contacts to help take the book to the next phase. I told one of the ladies I needed something, and I told another I needed something else done. I wanted them to create various posters and ads, and I needed them done in a certain way. I discussed the schedule that we needed to hit and what I needed from them to support my upcoming talks. When I finished my description, there was silence on the phone. One of the women eventually said, "Mark, we don't work for you. We dictate all these elements." And my response was, "Actually, you do work for me, and this is what we need to make this book successful." They started to argue and said, "No, we're the publishers. We don't work for you. No author ever dictates what we do." I then taught them a lesson. I don't really care what other authors do. Their lack of understanding of what they own is their problem, not mine. I own this book. I'm letting you publish it. I'm licensing you the rights to sell it. I own it. Therefore, you do work for me. And this is part of our contractual deal. Now, this is what we're going to do. And they got really pissed at me. And they said, "No one has ever talked to us this way before." I replied, "Again, that's not relevant. I don't care how other people work with you. If an author doesn't understand his or her own rights, that you're there to help, that's their problem, not mine. I know exactly what my position is. You wanted this book. We all know this is going to be successful, and I want to work together, but make no mistake, I own this property." The rest of the call was tense, but they eventually did everything I asked them to do. Many people need to understand where their power is and be willing to fight for it. You need to understand the realities of any situation because you're not always going to have the power. But you also have to realize it doesn't matter what other people have done in the past if it conflicts with what you need now. The past is only the past. It's something to learn from, but it's not something to hold you back. So I've got over 36 inspirational stories like that from all different areas of my life. I really hope you enjoy it. I hope you go out right now and buy this book. It's available only on Amazon. Thanks.